as actors, you're always seeking good characters that are multi-layered and kind of nuanced. I mean, usually you have to hope that they're written for you, but in this instance, I mean, these are just two incredible people with such kind of, I don't know, blurred kind of backgrounds. There's so much going on. It must have been such a thrill to embody these two men.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as you say, when actors are reading scripts, all the time, looking for the juicy ones, and this jumped out immediately as a great opportunity, a challenge, a huge challenge, and slightly terrifying in some ways, both because of the subject matter and because you're playing an iconic contemporary character. The stakes are very high, but absolutely a thrill. I mean, the script, when I first read the script, I was thrilled by it and moved by it and laughed at it, and and then the chance to play this guy was equally I mean, it was one of those, I think, perhaps Tim can speak for himself, but I think one of those that we both kind of had a thought about, and then just one of those that you couldn't say no to. You just sort of had to do it.
Yeah, I mean, when you read the script like this, it was, I read it. I thought, this is so kind of preposterous at times. It can only be true, and I knew that it was probably, as it unashamedly says, it's an imagining of a thing. It's not saying this has happened. It's not a document. It's not a documentary. And I knew that it was fraught with hazards, taking it on, and I thought long and hard about it, about stepping on people's toes, and fundamentally you come to the terms that these two intractable characters, representative of the people so strongly, in the end they come together with humour and with this power of passion that's not diffused. They reconcile something that seemed impossible.
I mean, though it is sort of steeped in realism, do you think that some of the moments, like I think that the one in the petrol station, for example, is so kind of almost overstated that it actually helps differentiate between that this is kind of obviously a sort of slight fictionalised account of what's going on? Do you think those moments are quite important to help kind of establish that sort of tone, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's the only time in the film where you see Paisley, Dr. Paisley at full Paisley. I mean, most of the film is quite quiet and reflective. He's strident and he's vociferous about his opinions, but he's actually not the Paisley that everybody can do. He's not standing on the stump pronouncing. He's actually, on the whole, pretty quiet and in quite a reflective mood. That's funny. It's the thing they always show as a clip because it is Paisley being, full hectoring Dr. Paisley, but 90% of the movie he's actually quite quiet and he's thinking.
Because I mean, the dynamic between the two characters is so essential, and they need this kind of distance between them. But I'm just wondering if you guys knew each other much before this, or spent much time with each other on set away from that, or did you want to try and keep that kind of dynamic between the characters quite, I don't know, real, I guess,
I don't know that we consciously wanted to do that. I just met Tim when we started this job, but we got on great, and luckily we did, because we were stuck in the back of that car for 6 weeks or whatever, but no, we didn't have to, I mean, I think actors of a certain age maybe come to a certain shorthand, where it's not necessary to, kind of to lay out the ground rules or to discuss how you're going to approach something. You just kind of, go into it like you go into the water or something. It's just sort of...
and I mean, I when as soon as I saw, and I knew, well, we'd been in the same film together, but we didn't work together.
The Damned United.
Yeah, indeed. But I knew I loved Colm's work, and so when you go on set, you start, early on, you go, that other person is absolutely in character, fully together, and that's always a relief, because I had to keep, to a certain degree, because I was playing this character who's so particular, him on a bit of a low heat. But we had fun, we laughed, we talked about what you have at breakfast, what you're going to do. But it was, we didn't have to buddy up. We were stuck with each other all the time, Went home, learnt my lines, went to bed, came in the morning, I mean, it was, it wasn't any messing about. This was quite an intensive shoot as well,
And And also, I mean, had you met Martin in preparation for this role? And do you
No,
know if he actually saw the film before he passed away?
I didn't meet him for this role. I had met him previously in the past. In 2011, he ran for President of Ireland, and I supported his campaign of that. And I met him during the course of that, but I didn't meet him specifically for this. No.
But yeah, did you know if he'd seen this film at all? Did you get any sort of feedback from his?
No, we did. No. I think they were sent a copy of the film, but I think events had kind of overtaken. I mean, both the political sort of situation in the north of Ireland and Martin's illness kind of took over towards the end of last year. So I didn't get any feedback from him on seeing the film. No.
And Timothy, I mean, of course, you've played, David Irving recently, of course, and then, Turner and now Ian Paisley. I mean, these roles, one after the other, and so, they're quite emotionally exhausting, I imagine. These are such huge characters to kind of get your head into. I mean, has that been quite difficult to go from kind of one to the next, just embodying each of these characters kind of across this quite relatively short period of time?
Well, it's not really. It's 4 years. Well, look, it's a wonderful. Look, it's always it's frightening, and it's great. It's somebody asks you to do these things, and if you get a bit scared by it, it's obviously a reason either to walk away or say, actually, I'm challenged by this, and often you're frightened because it's not just because it's a contentious subject. You're thinking, how on earth am I going to try and work this person out? Particularly if you've seen them and you have an opinion of them, then now I have to do a detective job on what makes them tick. And that's a personal thing that you do on your own. Sit down, you think about it, you look at footage, and then you think about where is this person coming from? And then there's a contract between you and that character that doesn't do it with anybody else, just you and him. And there's a connection. You park all your opinions about what they think, what they are, and you see it from their point of view. That's all you can do. It's interesting, but that's what you do as an actor. That's just your job.
And that closeness that you do have with these people, that must be one that lasts forever as well. When you've played real people in the past, you find, so say there's a Turner exhibition on, and if you were to go and see it, you must view his work now in such a different way to what you once did. Is that the same now with the way you perceive and feel about Martin and characters like that?
I don't know. The only other real life character I played before was Don Revy in that film, The Damn United, that we did together, and I haven't found myself looking at football matches any differently, But I don't know. Maybe with Martin it will come. I don't know. It's a bit early to tell. And
just how timely is the release of this movie? Because with the whole kind of world, it's sort of seeming at loggerheads. To have a film that is all about a peace agreement, but also between two people where it just seemed like it was never going to happen. It feels like a film that is quite needed at this particular moment.
Well, it can only be a good thing, can't it? I didn't think we'd ever see this Northern Ireland aside. This world to be so in flux, as it were, such as paradigm shifts. So anything that points towards where there's conflict, where there's disagreement, division, anything that points towards connection, there's got to be. And it's just happened. It's not like we'll quickly make it. This is a lie. This is someone's work. Somebody's been thinking about it a long time. So here we are. And art has a fantastic way of predicting things that often other things can't. It's because it's about a feeling. It's a feeling that's about a flavour that you can't express. So, and this is, let's just hope that this encapsulates some positive quality in a world that's up in the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys,
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey